So why create all those paragraph styles, character styles, and swatches? But basically, you're setting up your toolbox, right? And then from here, you can carry that toolbox over, right? So right now, I don't have a master page, right? Specifically set, right? They're just basically blank. I call it blurred just for fun, but there's nothing on my master pages. But if I create a new document, and I want to carry those styles over, right? So I want to carry the same colors, the same paragraph styles and whatnot. So there you go. There's my new document. It's taking a minute. I'm going to just set it up as a print document. Again, in inches, please. Vertical pages. This time facing pages because I'm doing a booklet. So this is good for people that do the GDT10 documents. And I'm going to set it up as 12 pages. I'm going to set it up with 3 columns, for example, and it's just like, standard stuff. I'm going to set my margins in there. And because it's a facing page document, I have an inner margin, an inside margin, and an outside margin from the spine. So I can change my, oops, they're all linked together. Sorry about that. There you go, unlink that. And then I can change my margin from the inside, right? So that's the spine right there on the left-hand side. So I can do something like this very, very quickly. Let's do not that much. Let's see, 0.5 from the bottom, outside, sure, 0.25, sure. Or you know what, let's do it the same way this. And so this is my preview. Again, I'm not going to bother with a slug. I have my bleed at 0.125, which is perfect. Okay, great. So I have 12 pages, 3 columns, half-inch margin, top, bottom, side, and on the inside I have a 1-inch margin, and it's a facing document. So this is what it looks like. Go create that. This is great. I have my document layout preset right there. Again, my swatches, these are the standard, default. I don't have any character styles or paragraph styles. But remember that little guy right there, the little vintage brochure? Well, you know what? Hey, I want to keep that style, right? This stuff right there, I want to bring it over to that new document because I like it. So I'm going to start with the swatches. You hit the little hamburger menu on the right and on the upper right hand side, and you go load swatches. You find your document, right? So I think it is under my desktop. Yeah, vintage tutorial right there. Click OK, and then boom, you have your colors right there. They've been carried over from the previous document, and I can work with them. Paragraph styles, same thing. Upper right corner, hamburger menu, load paragraph styles. Find that document again, vintage brochure. Sure, click OK, and here you can go uncheck all, and you can be specific about what you want. For example, you check all, and you go, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna grab all that stuff, but I don't need that guy, and I don't need the hyperlink. And I even have my my character styles. You can see the little A, that's a character style, and then the little paragraph icon right there. So I have both my paragraph and my character styles brought in right there. Boom, done. Okay, and there they are. Body copy, subtitle style, header, in your character styles are all here with your shortcuts. Everything is ready to rock and roll. At this point, you have your styles for your text. It's set up, it's ready to go. You can fill your boots with all the text you want, body copy, header style here. Of course, I can't see anything because it's too small. There you go, header style, style, let's like style here. And you can just go, this guy right there, again, command 2, that's my subtitle. I'm gonna make that all bold, as if it was an introduction paragraph, and if it was an introduction paragraph, it would be a new paragraph. So I'm gonna make a new one, and I'll call it intro. Oops, intro, like so. I can't type today. Make it 12 point. Increase the size of that, and then increase the space after, just like that. And just like that, I have an intro paragraph. If I want to change the character color, because it's still at 80%, so it's still too close to my text, I go 100%. And there you go, you have some visual hierarchy right here. And all that stuff, beside the new paragraph that I made, came from this little guy right here, right? Just carry it over, all the colors are there, all the style are there. And if I want to modify something that's in my header style right there, it's a little small in this page. So double click on that and then make it 30 point. You know, and now we're cooking with gas, right? It's starting to look good. And then after that, just drop some images, you know, as simple as that. You have your text box right here. I made the text box that is running across just 2 columns right here. What if you want to have another column of text in this, little skinnier column right here? You click, sorry, in that tiny little white corner right there, in the corner of your text box right here. Click on that, and you see this little magical looking thing. You click on there, click and drag, and then that's your new text box. And it is linked. So if you go into View, and then you go Extras, and you should show text threads right there. And you can see that there's that blue line between the text. And all it is, if I gain type, fill with placeholder text, the text will run from one column to the next, right there. Space right there. And if I have that red corner right there, the little red little plus there, that means that you have overset text, meaning your text frame is too small. It contains more text than is visible. And you can see my little one error in the bottom of my document right here. It flags it for me. So if you want to keep that text frame exactly that size, if you want to have, just find out how much text you have, again, you click on that little corner right there, the little red corner, and then you just bump it there, right? And it's like right here. So you have those extra tiny little words that are running off, right? So I'm just going to delete that one. I'm just going to stretch this guy over like this just for fun. So here you have, you know, a funky little layout right there. And you have room for an image or just keep it open like this. Another cool thing about this is that, you can keep on going, right? You can go right across like this, right? Click right across your page right there. And then fill it with placeholder and it runs across. But I don't want that. I want to have my text running into columns, kind of like this guy right there. So that is another option. Now, remember the right click text frame options. Right here you have the number of columns. So remember the vertical justification, the inset. Right here you also have the number of columns within your text box, not the page, the text box itself. Right now, 1 column. That's why it runs across the whole page. If I add 3 columns, there it is. They don't match the columns right now. The gutter between the columns does not match my layout because it's not the same width. Now it does. Just like that, because I made a 1/4 of an inch in my document. And so my gutter is right here. And this is one text box, right? That has those columns right built in. And that's how you build documents very, very quickly in InDesign. And the cool thing about using those paragraph styles, your character styles, and all those palettes, all those tools that you're basically setting up, is repeatability. When you start a new document, you don't have to start from scratch. You can build it from something you've already made. So when you're making a series of documents like GDT40 or GDT10, GDT10, a series of 4 books. There, you just set your style once, and you can just run with it, like so. Change your styles as you need. One thing actually I wanted to show you, I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Let's do this quickly right there. So let's see, that's text box right here is a wide text box that runs across 2 columns right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it just like this column right here. Just like this one on the right hand side. I'm going to add a column in there, right? So I'm just going to go in 2 columns right here. Same gutter to match, but what I want here is I want to have what I had earlier, my header across those 2 columns, and then my intro paragraph across those 2 columns as well. So I go back into my paragraph styles right here, my header styles, which is this guy right here, right? Header style, double click on that. And again, remember the span columns right there. Right now, it does not span a column, right? So right now it goes across now. See, single column, span columns, and you can choose the number of columns. Right now it's all, but you can go 2, 3, 4, whatever you want, right? Right now I'm just gonna keep it at all. You can do the space after span as well. You have all those little options as well to control your space and spacing before and after. So click OK on that, and then same thing for my intro. Again, span columns right here, span columns, and then boom, over all of them, just like that. And now we have a layout right here, and visually, you know you're gonna read this first, read that after that, and then after that you get into the meat of the document.